Actually, I am the head of the department for electrical and computer engineering departments. Currently, I am doing research in renewable energy, signal processing for communications. Meantime, I am teaching some unit related to renewable energies, mostly in third year for the electrical and electronics engineering students. Renewable energy is derived from sources that can actually replenish themselves. Wind and sun are the most abused examples. Clean energy is the electricity that doesn't create any green gases during its productions. Although it is not necessarily renewable, and so while all forms of green and renewable energy are also clean energy, so is nuclear power as it doesn't create any carbon emissions so are polluting during generations. So nuclear power generation also considered as a green energy. Many a form of biogas made from organic matters, household waste, and manure are also generated as a clean energy, although they may not always be completely renewable. Further, for clean energy production, the industry includes the carbon neutralizing impact of technologies like carbon capture and sequestrations in the industry to capture the excess of carbon emission from the industry. So apart from that, hydrogen can be renewable if it is produced through electrolysis using renewables and water, or it can be produced from neutral natural gas, coal, biomass, and oil. In the latter cases, and if it utilized with CCS technology, that means carbon capture and sequestration technology, hydrogen becomes a zero carbon energy source. Very much. Solar power is the conversion of energy from sunlight into electricity, either directly using photovoltaics or indirectly using concentrated solar power or combinations. Concentrated solar power systems uses lenses or mirrors and solar tracking systems to focus a large area of sunlight into a small beam. Photovoltaic cells convert light into an electric currents using photovoltaic effects. That is all we call solar power. First, I focus on advantage of solar energy. So, among all the benefits of solar panel, the most important thing is the solar energy is a truly renewable energy source. It can be harnessed in all areas of world and is available in every day. We cannot run out of solar energy, unlike some of other source of energy. Uh, Solar energy will be accessible as long as we have the sun. Therefore, sunlight will be available to us for at least 5 billion years. So, since we will be meeting some of our energy needs with the electricity our solar systems has generated, our energy bills will drop. How much we save on our bills will be dependent on the size of the solar systems and our electricity or heat usage. For example, if we are a business using commercial solar panels, this switch can have huge benefits because a large system size can cover large chunks of our energy bills. Moreover, not only will have be saving on the electricity bills, but there is also a possibility to receive payments for the surplus energy that we export back to the grid through the smart metering. If we generate more electricity than we use, considering that our solar panel system is connected to the grids, and then solar energy can be used for diverse purposes. We can generate electricity or heat. Solar energy can be used to produce electricity in areas without access to the energy grid, to distill water in regions with limited clean water supplies, and to power satellites in space. Solar energy can also be integrated into the materials used for buildings. Recently, some industry introduced the transparent solar energy windows. Solar energy systems generally don't require a lot of maintenance. We only need to keep them relatively clean. So clean them a couple of times per year will do the job. Most reliable solar panel manufacturers offer 20 to 25 years warranty. Also, as there are no moving parts, there is no wear and tear. The inverter is usually the only the parts that need to be changed after 5 to 10 years because it's continuously working to convert solar energy into electricity and heat. Apart from the inverter, the cable also need maintenance to ensure our solar power systems runs at maximum efficiency. So after covering the initial cost of the solar systems, we can expect very little spending on maintenance and repair work. So technology in the solar power industry is constantly advancing and improvements will intensify in the future. So innovation in quantum physics and nanotechnology can potentially increase the effectiveness of solar panels and doubles or even triple the electrical output of the solar power systems. That is all the advantages of using solar energy. Next, I'm going to talk about disadvantages of using solar energy. The main things here, initial cost of purchasing a solar system is high. This includes paying for a solar panel, inverter, batteries, wiring, and the installations. Nevertheless, the solar technology are constantly developing, so it is safe to assume that prices will go down in the future. Okay. Next, although solar energy can still be collected during cloudy and rainy days, the efficiency of the solar system drops. Solar panels are depend on sunlight to effectively gather solar energy. Therefore, a few cloudy, rainy days can have a noticeable effect on the energy systems. We should also consider that solar energy cannot be collected during the nights. Solar energy has to be used right away, or it can be stored in large batteries. So these batteries used in off the grid solar systems can be charged during the day so that the energy used at the nights. This is a good solution for using solar energy at all days long, but it's also quite expensive because we are using battery for storing the solar energy. In most cases, it's more smarter to just use solar energy during the day and take the energy from the grid during the nights. So in the case, we can only do this if our system is connected to the grid. Like luckily, our energy demand is usually higher during the day, so we can meet most of it with solar energy. So if you use the solar, it occupy the more spaces. The more electricity you want to produce, the more solar panel you will need. So you want to collect as much sunlight as possible. Solar PV panel require a lot of space, and some roofs are not big enough. So to fit the number of solar panels that you like to have. Alternative is to install some of the panel is in your yard and need to put it there, but they need to have access to sunlight. If you don't have the space for all the panels that you wanted, you can opt for installing a fiber to still satisfy some of your energy needs. So although the pollution need related to solar energy systems is far less compared to other sources of energy, solar energy can be associated with pollution also. So for example, transportation installation of solar systems have been associated with the emission of greenhouse gases. There are also some toxic materials and hazardous products used during manufacturing process of solar photovoltaic systems, which can indirectly affect the environments. So that's all from me, the advantage and disadvantages of solar energy usage. Thank you. One of the biggest concern in the field of renewable energy is power generation depending on natural resources that are uncontrolled by the humans, right? For example, the solar power electricity is generated only when sunshine is available and turn off at nights. The uncertainty in energy production is in renewable energy technology is making integrations more complex also. Consistently, a high power quality is needed to ensure stability and high efficiency of the network. The quality of power supply allows the system to work well with high reliability and lower costs. On the other hand, poor power quality can have major adverse effects on the power grid as well as industrial process. It can lead to high costs and equipment failure also possible. Power quality problems include frequency disorder, voltage current harmonics, low power factor, voltage variations, and transmission line transits. So these all affect when DP happen. So these all should be avoided. Most solar energy plants that share their energy with the grid require large area of space. In most cases, renewable energy sources are dictated by the locations, which can be off-putting the to users. Firstly, some renewable energy sources are not available in different regions. Secondly, the distance between the renewable energy source and the grid is a major aspect in terms of cost and efficiency. In addition to these, renewable energy sources depend on the weather, climates, and geographical locations, therefore meaning that one type of energy generation is not appropriate for the regions. For example, our case in Sarawak, our regions are more towards solar energy. So our irradiance is here more constant. I think throughout 365 days, we can able to generate solar power. But our locations are not suitable for wind power generations because we cannot able to get so constant velocity in the air. Okay. And then while in this area is improving, there is a lack of information awareness about the benefits and need of renewable energy. Investment and capital allowances have been made available for the implementation of renewable energies. These renewable energies mostly supported by the government. This is a clear need for the government agencies to assist and advise applicants and potential recipients how to go about applying for renewable energy incentives. But for example, in future, our Sarawak government's going to integrate solar energies with grid through the smart metering. It is going to happen in near future. So the cost is another issue. The high initial cost of the installation is one of the major hurdles in the development of renewable energy. Although the development of coal plants requires about $6 per megawatt, but it is known that wind and solar power plant also require a high investment compared to other power stations. In addition to this, storage system of generated energy is expensive because we need to use battery for storing the energy generated from the solar energy and wind power also, and represent a real challenge in the terms of megawatt productions. Thank you. I'm welcoming all the new Curtin Malaysia students and the new members of the ITB student branch of Curtin Malaysia. The ITB student branch of Curtin Malaysia is a vibrant and highly active student branch in Curtin Malaysia. Even in Malaysia, they achieved a lot of awards from IEEE as well as from Malaysia, some IEEE societies. So even during pandemic also, they are organizing many events and workshops. Please take part in the events and workshops and enhance your soft skills and leadership skills. Thank you very much.